Okay, so let's come back to the second exception to confidentiality, which is the money laundering one.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second time when the mediator is under duty to breach confidentiality is if we discover that either of you is fabulously wealthy because you're involved in all sorts of financial crime, like money laundering, drug dealing, dealing the proceeds of crime, committing benefit fraud, or you're a terrorist. If we are alerted to any of those types of crimes, then we must inform the police. Happily, in my 9 years as a mediator, that has never happened, but we have to be vigilant.
Al doilea motiv pentru care, ca și mediator, trebuie să opresc medierea este dacă aflu că unul dintre dumneavoastră este extrem de bogat pentru că vă ocupați cu spălarea de bani sau terorism sau orice lucruri ilegale. În acel moment trebuie să opresc medierea și să anunți poliția. Dar din fericire, în cei 9 ani de când fac acest lucru, nu mi s-a întâmplat. Dar trebuie să fim vigilenți.
The third really important rule about mediation is that as mediators, Robin and I are completely impartial.
A treia regulă a medierii este că atât eu cât și Robin suntem imparțiali.
We don't take sides, it's not boys against girls.
Nu luăm nicio parte, nu este fete împotriva băieților.
And even though Robin and I, in our former lives, both practiced as solicitors, when we're being mediators, we're not being solicitors, and we're not allowed to give any legal advice to you.
Deși în trecut, atât eu cât și Robin am fost avocați, aici nu suntem avocați, suntem mediatori și nu avem voie să vă dăm niciun fel de informații legale.
If we see that you need to have advice, then we tell you that. We write in a letter to you what each of you need to take advice on from your solicitors, and we suspend the mediation while you go off and get that advice. We then come back to mediation and armed with that advice and move forward with us.
Dacă vedem că oricare dintre dumneavoastră are nevoie de sfaturi legale, suspendăm medierea. Vă spunem printr-o scrisoare ce fel de sfat să obțineți de la avocatul dumneavoastră și după aceea ne întoarcem aici, dumneavoastră armați cu aceste informații legale și putem să continuăm medierea.
What we can, however, do as mediators is give you legal information, which is neutral stuff that helps you both equally. For example, the sort of stuff you could find out from the internet or from a book.
Ceea ce putem face ca și mediatori este să vă dăm informații legale care sunt neutre, care putem să vi dăm la oricare dintre dumneavoastră și care le puteți afla și de pe internet.
Another important aspect of impartiality is that if either of you contacts us in between your mediation sessions to tell us something that relates to your mediation, we don't keep secrets between you. So as soon as possible, usually at the next mediation session, we share that information.
Un alt aspect important al imparțialității este că dacă unul dintre dumneavoastră ne sună între medieri și ne spune ceva, nu ținem secrete și vă spunem cât de repede posibil înainte de mediere.
The fourth and last mediation rule is that you two decide what the result is going to be.
A patra regulă a medierii este că voi doi decideți ce faceți.
We don't tell you what to do, we don't decide for you. That's what judges do.
Nu vă spunem ce să facem, nu decidem de dumneavoastră, pentru aceea există judecători.
We're here to help you decide for yourselves.
Suntem aici să vă ajutăm să decideți singuri.
Liz, is there something else that you think we might need to say for Yulia and Jim about the process?
Deci, crezi că mai există ceva despre care ar trebui să le spunem lui Yulia și Jim?
What we would tell you is that if there's anything that you're unhappy with about the way that Robin and I work, then please do let us know so that we could try to resolve that for you.
Dacă sunteți nemulțumiți de felul care eu sau Robin facem această mediere, vă rugăm să ne spuneți ca să putem rezolva această problemă.
However, if there are any matters that we are unable to resolve, then The Family Mediators Association is our professional body, and their address is here at paragraph F on the agreement to mediate. And if there's anything that we're unable to resolve together, they will help us to sort out any matters.
Dacă totuși există anumite probleme care nu putem să le rezolvăm, în secțiunea F din actul documentului există o adresă și numărul de telefon al Asociației Mediatorilor Familiali care vă pot ajuta.
The only other thing I'd like to mention is that we'll make notes as we go along. Any notes we make, you can see.
Un alt lucru care aș vrea să vă spun este că vom lua notițe în timpul medierii și toate aceste notițe pot fi văzute de dumneavoastră dacă doriți.
They're confidential for you, not confidential from you.
Sunt confidențiale pentru dumneavoastră, nu de la dumneavoastră.
Now, do either of you have some questions about what we've just been saying? Is there anything that is unclear, or would you like to check out before we invite you to sign the document?
Well, yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Because I just want to know then how, whatever we decide here, how binding it is. I mean, for her, what we agree here is something she is going to agree to. That's what I want to know. Because we can...
Let Christina translate that for Julia.
Vreau să știu, înainte să mergem mai departe, dacă aveți vreo întrebare despre ce am discutat până acum, dacă doriți să spuneți ceva și așa. Eu aș dori să știu dacă Iulia, odată ce discutăm ceva aici, este nevoită să facă ceea ce se decide sau cum e.
Shall I deal with that, or do you want to deal with this?
Decisions made in mediation, I'll deal with it. Decisions made in mediation are your own decisions. They are not legally binding because they are not court orders. Only judges and magistrates are allowed to make court orders.
Aceste deciziile care le luați aici sunt decizii pe care le luați dumneavoastră. Acestea nu sunt, nu vă obligă în mod legal, pentru că nu sunt sentințe date de curte, ci sunt decizii pe care le luați aici de acord.
But Jim, if both of you would like to turn anything you've decided here in mediation into a court order, you can both do that, should you so wish.
Dar, Jim, dacă dorești ca ceea ce s-a discutat aici și s-a decis aici să fie transformat într-o sentință a curții, atunci oricare dintre dumneavoastră puteți să faceți acest lucru.
Having said that, what we most usually find is that people come out the other end of mediation a little bit different from who they were when they went in, very much better able to communicate, and very often people that we work with at the end of mediation would take the view, well, what do we need an order for? We decided to do this, we tried it out, it works, we're fine.
Certainly hope so.
Spunând asta, ceea ce observăm noi e că la sfârșitul unei medieri, de obicei oamenii sunt puțin schimbați de cum au fost când au început medierea. Spunând asta, pot să comunice mai bine și odată ce au luat o decizie, de obicei comunică și rezolvă acest lucru. Sper asta.
And they often take the view,
and I hope to.
Why do we need a judge to tell us what it is we've already decided to do with our own granddaughter or daughter?
Și nu e niciun motiv pentru care un judecător trebuie să ne spună ce să facem cu ce am decis noi să facem cu fiica noastră, Miruna, sau nepata noastră. I hope so.
Okay, now something else I would like to ask about the process.
Ceva? Vrea să întrebi?
Nu, aș vrea să continuăm și probabil pe parcursul să am întrebări.
No, I would just like to keep going and, I'll have more questions later.
Okay, so if we can invite you each to sign the document, that'd be great.
Okay. Jim, would you just pop your signature there on the left, and the date, it's the 23rd of June.
Dacă pot să semnez pe stânga, data, 23 iunie.
That's in here.
Just above the date.
Above.
It's fine.
Thank you.
And Julia. Thank you. Now, what we're going to do now is turn to start work with the flip chart so that we can make a list on the flip chart of the individual topics you'd each like to look at.
Acum vom începe să lucrăm cu tablă, vom face o listă cu ceea ce doriți fiecare să lucrăm, să facem în această mediere.
The reason we make a list is because we can't talk about everything all at once.
Motivul pentru care facem o listă este pentru că nu putem să vorbim despre toate lucrurile deodată.
You can each take turns to say what you'd like to put on the list.
Puteți fiecare să aveți dreptul să spuneți ce vreți să scrieți pe această listă.
And you can each take as many turns as you want to.
Și puteți să spuneți de câte ori doriți.
If we fill up a page, we can fill up another page. We don't ration the flip chart paper.
Dacă umpleți o pagină, nicio problemă, nu raționalizăm paginile, puteți să umpleți câte doriți.
And what we need to do now is to say, who would like to go first?
Ceea ce vrem să întâmplăm acum, cine vrea să fie primul să spună ce vrea.
And stop at that point because you need to move the cameras.
Yes.
Okay. While you're moving the... Oh, no, sorry, I was
We
going
didn't
to
say
say...
it's not a locked list.
Not
That's
what
all.
I see.
We didn't say it's
No,
not
we
a
didn't.
locked
We'll do
list.
that later.
Oh, could I get through that door and go to the loo?
Yes.
So we're in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do it now.
Are you still filming as you're moving the cameras?
Yes,
Okay, that's
time's
fine.
still rolling, so
So any further comments on how that felt to getting to the end of the agreement to mediate and then beginning and then begin sorry
see.
and then beginning to sort of get a bit of reaction from Jim and some input from each of you? Did that feel more natural? Beginning to sort of allow each of you to contribute and participate?
It
Or
helps.
is it still flat?
It's helped me a bit that you are a bit warm to me, you know. So it's good.
And obviously you got off your chest what for you was probably a major issue, like how binding this is going to be, because
Yeah.
perhaps, you know, I don't trust Julia to keep to her word, that sort of thing. So it's good that you aired that
Yeah.
early on and we were able to deal with it. Okay.
And how are you finding it as interpreter? Good. Are we giving you short enough passages to translate?
But yeah, I mean, sometimes I do find that by the end of the chunk that I'm saying, I can't quite remember what the end of, but I know the idea, so I'm kind of like conveying it and making sure that it's as accurate as possible. Sometimes I would like them shorter, like especially when it's something that is more
Technical.
technical. But other than that, it's okay. But we're trying to keep as clear and as close to the original as possible.
Jim, any further comments from you? Again, as Jim, how are you feeling?
As I told you,
Flat.
I'm flat and a bit reluctant, you know. I don't know what will happen here.
Okay. And that's very normal.
Yeah. I imagine.
Because people rarely have mediated before, so therefore they're uncertain as to what to expect and uncertain as to the process.
Yeah.
So it does feel very strange. As I say, that's normal.
Yeah.
The other thing that you will have noticed, of course, is that although we're taking breaks to do the commentary, it does seem very slow because everything has to be said twice.
Yeah.
So a session of mediation that you might take an hour and a half to do, you might take 2.5 hours to do with the translation.
Yeah.
So you tend to work in slightly longer sessions, but to achieve less per session than you would without the translation.
Right.
So you have to set it up for longer sessions. And then, of course, you have to be careful about the attention span and level of participation of the parties, because if they get tired, then you can't carry on. Equally, mediators will get tired as well.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
It takes a lot of time.